On those two could work out really well.
I think it should be Inferno.
Yeah, it looks like, guys, we have Inferno for the map, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is the final match of Group A to determine who stays in the tournament and who gets to go home.
All right, and it's going to be Epsilon starting on the more favored side, on the CT side here, and it's going to be the German team starting instead on the terrorist side. Already, Kiyoshima doing some good damage. Felix very nearly dying from that P2000. That's going to fall back into the B-bomb side and be pretty safe. I mean, Berserk, when they played on NIP on this map, it was all B pushes, and Lurpers, it seems like it's going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, Epsilon must be aware of that. There's no way they're not aware of that, because their match was over by the time NIP resumed play at 5-4. So they definitely have a good idea of how Berserk play.
Yeah, they're already rushing through. There's Alexar picking up the first kill on GMX, and now the game is live. Crystal is going to get another kill. It's Kiyoshima going down. They plant the bomb right in front of Super Fighter, but he can't even stop it, and there's only 2 people left here. SF having a battle to try and stay alive, but it's just not happening. It will be Mistu alone, and he gets taken down. It's a flawless round.
They had 3 or 4 people there instantly, and somehow they just weren't able to connect on any of those kills. Now, once again, obviously, they've gone for the CZ75, so let's see if they can pull it back here.
Almost anything can happen, especially on Inferno, because as you said, unlike on Mirage, where there's a lot of distance you can shoot at people, on this map you kind of have to get up close up and personal, and with the CZ75 that can end really badly. So we'll see how it goes. But who is that? Shoxy actually not picking up any kind of body armor. I'm wondering if that means he's going to be doing something later on.
We'll see. He could be opping.
It could be interesting if he does that. I'd like to see that, just to see if he can balance out against Alexar or Crystal, depending on who's going to be picking it up.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, Berserk taking it a lot slower than they did against NIP when they lost those rounds, so they may have taken something away from that loss.
Yeah, because that was one of the critical things, of course, throwing at least those 2 rounds away that they did against NIP. It'd be nice if they could optimize their performance since and really adjust to it. A lot of grenades on Epsilon's side in spite of picking up this armor, just like we saw earlier. So that's a nice try. SF walking out right behind him, and he's waiting. He gets the first kill. Can he pick up a rifle here? Oh my god, look at it. GMX and Super Fighter coming in as well. Shoxy even picking up a kill. It's going to be Alex alone, 1 on 5. It seemed like he played that pretty much to perfection.
Yeah, he showed a lot of patience there. It was really smart by him.
And that's obviously a big slap in the face of Berserk. They were probably thinking they were now headed to the first 3 rounds at least on the less favored side as well. So a pretty good foundation to build the rest of the half-off on. And now instead, they're back to pistols, and it's Epsilon who are on top.
Yep, and that's it's almost a better start to win the second round on a save round than a pistol, because you just know it's going to mess with the other team and their heads. So let's see what happens here. Once again, CZ75s, this time for Berserk. Opening kill to Alex. Let's see if Kiyoshima can get more kills here in B.
Oh god, if it turns around again, that's ridiculous. Kiyoshima's going to run back in, but they're waiting in the corner. That's such smart play from Crystal. Has the Galil, just waits in that corner now. They're going to try and look for more kills. Shoxy's actually inside construction. He's already got the 1 kill on Crystal, and now he's going to try to be found. Asmo takes him down. Alex goes down, and it's back into a 2-on-2. That bomb is planted, and there is no defuse kit for Epsilon, so they got to try and see if they can get this retake done rather quickly. Otherwise, they're going to simply run out of time here. 6 shot from Felix. That's going to
begin with.
Well, I mean, it seems like recently, before they added the CZ75, people were adjusting quite well to having the 5.7 and the P250, and they were making that work within.
I was being sarcastic, if that wasn't obvious.
All right.
Because there's already like 35 good pistols.
I thought you were talking about the Deagle, though.
So you needed 1 more.
I thought that was like a jab at the Deagle being not quite powerful.
That was a jab at the developers.
Do you think they'll be all right?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't think they care too much.
Epsilon care. They bought more CZ75s to try and bring it back here. They
have more than just CZ75s. They have an M4, A1 and A4, and a FAMAS.
Yeah, so but even on the players that don't, I mean, just shows you that it's almost like it seems like it's almost a replacement for, instead of buying it from us.
It's a really good weapon. It's a really good weapon. There's no question about it.
And they also have the flashes once again. So once it seems like Berserk, they're going to go for the B-bomb side. It's a pretty safe bet. That's what they're going to do the majority of all the rounds here, unless Epsilon come up with a really good counter. Probably see the terrorist side just keep on going. And there's the C-Set 75 in action again, going to take down Kiyoshima. Mistu over here at the second mid is going to get dropped by Asmo. And now they're running back. Finally, it's going to be an A push coming out. And they made the right mid-round call here as well. Shoxy goes down, and it's a 4-on-3. 4-on-2.
Yeah, it's going to be another easy round for Berserk, and they're going to extend their lead to 3-1. Now, Epsilon it looks like they are going to be able to save these 2 weapons, so they'll still have a couple guns to play with in the next round, but it's a good start for Berserk now, so far.
So when does the game sort of, equalize itself or sort of balance itself out? Because we had this really weird start where one team won and then lost and then won again. I mean, do you think that messes with Epsilon's mentality at this point?
Well, I mean, it must have been annoying or frustrating to lose the next round right after winning a save round themselves. But I mean, it's just normal for that. It's not normal for both of them to happen, but it would have been basically the same. It would have been 3-0 for Berserk had they not won that round to begin with. They should have been 3-0. Now they start 1 round ahead. Actually, no, because they're saving. So it winds up being the same 3-round difference. Kiyoshima gets first 2 kills there in Banana.
Yeah, that's really nicely done. That's a good start, obviously, for the CT side. And he should have maybe had backup. He was kind of there alone, so I'm wondering if the other Epsilon player was getting ready to flash. If he saw someone, maybe he could have fallen back, but he got caught a little bit too far out.
Look at this. GMX on the flank.
Walking up behind him. He's only got a pistol, but that might still be enough. And he picks up another gun there, actually. He picks up the FAMAS. Now he's going to be walking in through the smoke, and they might not realize there are actually 2 people here. An incredibly quick rotation, but Alex picks up 2, and then Asmo with the kill, and now it's going to be down to Shox alone. So what was looking so good because of the speed with which... Apparently so. I mean...
It allows Berserk to just get the bomb down and just stay, not lose any people running into that site. And then once the bomb gets planted, it seems like the CT's almost panicking away. And they start moving instead of just holding still and waiting for the T's to make their move, which is what would have happened in the first place. Sort of puts the pressure back on the CTs.
Yeah, because the clock, instead of working against the terrorists, it's all of a sudden it's working against them. And maybe they weren't ready to cope with that at that point in time. Now more grenades are going to rain in here. They don't even care about the fact that there's a smoke off into the bomb site. Usually that smoke stops everything, but not Berserk. They keep rushing through, though. Kiyoshima does pick up a great double kill before he goes down. And now it's on Shox. He's going to try and see if he can drop Crystal here. Another smoke comes in, and Crystal just wants to get this bomb down so they can get that bonus. He got the Molotov as well to block off towards Flowers, and is he going to push through his own Molotov? That'd be sick, but oh, he gets the kill on Shoxy as well. I think that's a nice idea.
Yeah, that was a good idea, but got a little unlucky there because Shox was so far away.
Just, apart from Berserk here, normally when you put up that smoke towards the B-bomb side, when you're on the CT side, you put up a smoke to defend. That's normally it. Like, almost no terrorist team is going to try and push through that. They're going to wait until it's gone, and then they're going to push maybe in the last 30 seconds, if that's what it comes down to. But it feels like Berserk, they're not even afraid to try and run through. They should, I would have thought Epsilon should be able to win, a round like that easily. As soon as they start running through the smoke, that should be it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long it actually takes. That was nice kills by Kiyoshima there, but it looks like Berserk are just not going to stop attacking B. So let's see if they can hold it down once more. SF just wasted all his bullets, but I think his reload is going to come in on time. Kiyoshima is blind here. Needs to get more than one, doesn't get it.
Oh, no.
And it's going to be a really favorable afterplant there for Berserk. They pushed up really far away towards CT spawn. And I don't think Epsilon has any chance of winning this round. They probably just have to fall back and save, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, no chance at all. And, was that down to the timing? Because you did point out he just basically sprayed all the bullets he had then. He reloading, and that's exactly when the smoke lands, pushing him out of the bomb site. And then Kiyoshima, he was halfway blind. He got the 1 kill, but it wasn't enough.
Well, it's hard to tell because we weren't able to see what actually happened to SF because all we could see was Kiyoshima's screen. So it's hard to tell if it was the timing, but, because of that, Berserk definitely knew where he was. There's no question about that.
Timing, it should have been able to deal with that kind of push coming in. But the smokes and the flashes seem to be working really well for Berserk. Feels like they've studied just that B bomb side of this map. They've just ignored everything else, and they just said, how does B work?
Well, it seems to be working out for them so far. 5-2 lead. It's pretty good for T side. Let's see, 3 Epsilon players in Banana now looking for a pick. Super Fighter gets shut down and naded down at about 14 health, I think. Not looking good for his team.
Really isn't, and they just have the 3 rifles that they saved the previous round, then they have no armor at all on the last 2 players, on SF and on Kyoshima. And this time, are the Germans going to switch it up? They will. They actually go for the A bomb side. They decide enough is enough. This time, we need a little bit of variety. They're going to take down the first player there, and then they check the whole bomb side, but not Shoxy. He's going to pick off 1, and that's the bomb drop as well, so a lot of info here for the CT side.
We got live footage here. Shox keeps hiding in the site, stays alive.
Oh,
nice kill
wow.
there on Crystal.
That's incredible. That's Mistu picking up the... Yeah, because we were talking about the amount of information, like how important information can be in the previous round where they realized where SF was. This round, I mean, as soon as you see the bomb drop inside, you could just make the call for the rest of the team to rotate on in. And Berserk, I mean, they sort of lost focus at that point. They just didn't realize that that Shoxy was still alive inside there, and they had to kill him before they really could do anything else. And now they're right back to exactly the same B push.
Yep, that should not be surprising to Epsilon either. They should be expecting them to return back to B. I'm only surprised Epsilon's not using that setup they were using against NIP, but it looks like they don't need it, as SF just goes to town, gets 3 kills, hiding in that little nuke there, and single-handedly wins his team the round.
Yeah, he wanted the last kill as well. He was feeling hungry, feeling it now, but not really going to happen. 4 HP for Crystal in a 1-on-4.
I still wouldn't rule out that B attack overall, but I think this definitely shows that Epsilon are getting some control in this game, which is not something they've had so far in this entire tournament, barring these 2 games. I mean, they really never had any control. Now they are in control. They know Berserk like to attack B, only they just got completely mowed down there. I would expect Berserk to do some kind of a fake next round, because I'm not sure what else they do unless they just go for a really quick push, something like they did against NIP, the one that got mowed down where they attack B really quickly. I think either that or the fake is all they can really do at this point from the arsenal we've seen.
I mean, maybe that will be what's left, because at this point, surely they must have sort of halfway conditioned Epsilon to be expecting a B push. As soon as they see like 2 smokes there, they basically know, okay, it's really going to be B push. So they could use that for something, to maybe try and mind game the French team. This round though, it's going to be a little bit more tricky. It's a 2-on-3, and it is looking, I don't know, really tough. The bomb is down over here by the B bomb site. Kyoshima's going to peek spot 1, gets a good pre-fire, and Crystal almost dies to it. Yeah, no time at all here. They pick up the bomb, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Actually, it's hard to say because we can't really see the clock.
No, we can't. It's a 1-on-1, and actually Shoxy comes out alive, but that was much closer than it should have been. He's
5-5 now. Game tied once again. Both teams on a full buy round. Let's see what happens.
This time they smoke up the middle, which is something they actually haven't done before, Berserk. They've just walked out onto Banana and done that without any issue, so a little bit of a change up compared to what they were doing earlier with the B-type push. This time they spread themselves more thinly across the map and take a lot more control. Epsilon still playing really passively, so they're not going to catch anyone up in the apartments here, but it feels like they are trying something maybe different.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are doing something they haven't been doing earlier in this game, and I don't think they did this in the NIP game either. But, I mean, they still could revert back, so let's see what they wind up doing here. Though it does look like they are at least going to fake A, if nothing else.
Yeah,
actually, take my word back. I think they're rotating back to B. So no surprises here.
All right. Well, I actually thought they were going to at least leave 1 person there, but look at the rotation.
Look at Epsilon.
Yeah, they're ready. They got 3 people already. Shoxy up on coils here, so this is going to be near impossible. I feel like they're just going to be shooting through the smoke. Molotov will follow as well. Berserk trying to push their way through, but there's Super Fighter picking up 2 kills. Shoxy burning Felix alive, and it's going to be down to Alex and Asmo, and now just Alex. 1-on-4 here, and no chance at all. They saw that coming miles away.
Yeah, they did, and that was really smart by Epsilon. Just once you go there and you know Epsilon has mega over-rotated, you really don't have a choice, do you? Like, you have to change something.
Yeah, because killing 2 people in the B-bomb side, but when they have, I mean, especially with an AWP in the background like that, what do you focus on when you push through? Really not an easy task. Now they're back down to pistols, and Solik actually does sneak up really far Surprised GMX caught that, because that could have been a little bit dangerous. Now, they pretty much know the game is up here, but Crystal does get a good shot in on GMX, and Mistu's going to fall back into a more defensive position in the pit here at A.
And Shock still holding on to this up. He's actually 7-0 after starting 3-5 in this half. So he's been doing a lot better lately. I think there's still only 2 players by the A side, so this still could be dangerous for Epsilon. Let's see. Mistu and Shock's both playing in the big pit now. SF somewhat looking at the spawn side.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to sell that it might be like a B thing. If Crystal can pick up a really good kill here. Oh, and he actually almost does. Kiyoshima's going to fall back. And Epsilon, they are sticking in this A bomb site. They're not really forcing the rotation, but if they were, that could have been really good for Berserk. Now instead they're rushing in and they are going to get picked apart here. SF takes down Felix and it's Crystal alone. But I like the idea from Berserk. I think that could have worked out.
The idea was good. The problem is someone peeked Shocks way too early, like a second after Crystal was seen in B, and that just completely ruined the idea of a fake. Now, not much time left. Crystal shouldn't even run for this. He should be saving this weapon, so it's questionable decision by the German here.
Yeah.
There's no reason whatsoever to die. Analytics beats Hunch.
Who would have thought?
What?
All right. We're moving into the 13th round, and, well, I hope Analytics beats Hunch. Otherwise, there's something really wrong with the world, isn't there? Already, Asmo down to 78, some grenade damage done, and this time they're going really aggressively towards Archway and actually going to smoke and force their way through. The question is, are they going to wrap around to A, or are they going to run towards the B bomb site? Indeed, they just keep going at this point. Shoxy killing one person there. Solik on down, he peeks again, and Crystal's ready for it. Now inside the pit here, Misto, they got to deal with him eventually. The bomb is going to go down, but they still got to root him out. Otherwise, he's going to be a constant problem for them, and he is. He takes another kill here, and it's going to be down to Asmo. The bomb's already being defused, and there's nothing Asmo can do about it. So, a good...
on the camera, and it's 5-8 in favor of Epsilon. We talked about how many rounds Berserk would need on the T side against NIP.
Yeah.
To make a run for it. They really need these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, if they finish 8-7, you give them a tiny hope still.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible.
They have a few grenades still, yeah, some smokes as well, so they can still execute on towards the A bomb side here if they feel like it. They're running through the fire, and Shoxy, oh my god, one of them even burns, so that's a great triple pick off then, and it's going to be Alex and Asmo left. 2 on 5 with no chance at all here. So, I mean, last time we were questioning Crystal running towards the other 3 people in a 1-on-3 with no time left. This time they ran through fire. They must have known he was there.
Yeah. It was nice play by Shox, getting those 3 kills.
Then there wasn't fire. You could just like try and peek them really quickly. But because of fire, you can't stand still, and you have to move forward and run, and it just doesn't work out so well. So I'm not sure. I think they could have just chosen to wait instead, but 20/20 hindsight and all that stuff. Now
yeah.
It's 9-5, and we're moving into the 15th round here. Last one of the first half, and the German team probably, if anything, need to pick up this last one. They do have an AWP on Alex, so maybe they can use that as a tool to get into a bomb site somewhere.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think Alex was that good at getting picks against NIP on the T side. He got a bunch of kills in the B side after they got into that side, but he wasn't necessarily like an entry killer type opper like JW is, for example.
Look at this. Flash is going to rain out onto Banana, and they're going to double peek it. This is kind of cool, and they will pick up the first kill. Kiyoshima gets one. Crystal with a return, but now still in the back is Kiyoshima. He goes down, and Crystal does all the work. They run through fire again, and Shoxy's there. They need to stop doing that, but they give up the bomb in the attempt, and now it's a 3-on-3. Shoxy's still waiting here, and backup is being called for as well. They don't even have the bomb. They can't pick it up. It's too far in. Shoxy jumps and spots it. Very smart play. GMX gets the kill, gets a double, and then the trip.
From this, Solik is 2-12 at the bottom of the scoreboard. He's not contributing a whole lot.
No, it's definitely not good. Crystal is the top fragger here, and Felix, I guess the rest are hanging on pretty well. But you can't really afford to have one person who isn't, doing well. You do need almost everyone on the team to step it up here. But the first thing they have to do, obviously, is to try and see if they can win this pistol round. Because if they can't do that, it's really not even worth talking about, I feel like. Alex going to smoke off. They're going to try and rush through. He's got the pistol out. He gets the first kill, and then he goes down. Now Felix falling back into Flowers and trying to see if he can flash his way in to a kill, maybe. But he flashed himself. I think he peeked a little bit too soon. And that's the bomb site for Epsilon now. For a GMX, they are actually pushing really aggressively here, Epsilon. They don't even want to try and give them construction. Kiyoshima gets a kill. He's not reloading yet. Oh my god, great play. Takes down Crystal and Solik, and finally he's down. But it's a 1-on-2, and he bought his team a big chance of winning here.
That he did, definitely. 1v2 for Asmo. He's trying to defuse in the smoke.
Yeah, but instead, because he waited and had, what, like 7 bullets left maybe, and got the double kill with that. Very smart play. 11-5.
And a full buy from Zerg, of course. Still just trying to hold on to this game, not let it slip away completely. But I mean, Epsilon have now won 9 straight rounds, and those rounds really haven't even been all that close. Like, they've really just started dominating. It's too bad. Too bad it started so late for them. I mean, they really could have used some of that in the NIP game, feeling ready and everything, but. It's still not too late for this tournament for them. As long as they win this game, they get into the playoffs. Anything can happen there.
You think it would have been different if this had been the first game and if Epsilon had been facing NIP after this?
It maybe, but it also depends on the map, though. I think that's the most underrated thing about group stage. Is group stage is so often best of one, and I think that's actually a problem for like the majors, where teams sometimes get knocked out over 2 maps that could have done great otherwise. But I think group stage people forget about the map factor. That just makes such a huge difference when you only play one.
It definitely does. I mean, we've seen that so far. Some really varying results here, but it's a good eco round so far from Berserk. They've gotten good damage. They got 2 kills, but Asmo is still going to be alone. Coming up, Banana Super Fighter's ready and waiting with the Galil, and it's probably not going to work out even with armor. It's a tough one for him to win here. He has done really good damage, but he's actually just going to run away, and that will be a 12th round for Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, just getting a couple of kills and getting good save rounds really does nothing for Berserk at this point. It's like we said earlier, is at some point, the long-term overall good just means nothing to you.
Yeah. I
mean, yeah, it's good that they had a good eco, but it's not really doing a whole lot to help them win this game right now. They're still super far from that.
Off Epsilon completely and just go for something really crazy. I mean, there was one round against NIP where they tried to push down the middle. I mean, and obviously that was kind of what threw it away from them. But at least maybe they can try and do something a little crazy like that and steal whatever sort of mojo the Frenchmen have right now.
Well, the thing is, they don't even know if their default game works against them yet. So if they feel like they're normally pretty decent on CT Inferno, they should play their default game first and then make adjustments once that fails. We'll see what they want to do, because they might also just think like you just said right there, where they might want to do something different to just break Epsilon's momentum in a way.
Yeah.
Just try to break their back.
It's just that, I mean, because I think you're absolutely right. Sometimes you do need a couple of rounds to figure out whether what you're doing works or not. But at this point, when Epsilon is probably going to have 13 rounds, you don't really have a lot of rounds to experiment with. So it either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, you lose the game.
Yeah, but it's not like taking risks is necessarily better.
No.
Because you playing your own game might be good enough. Yeah, and then you just never know. That's the problem.
It's a tough call for Asmo to make, I guess. Once it comes down to it, he's going to have to make up his mind, and we'll see how it all unfolds. This time they split push the A-bomb side, just wrapping around through Arch, and Shox is jumping and shooting at the same time, which generally is a pretty bad idea, but it works out great for him with the rifle den, and that means the rest of Berserk, who are stacked up at the B-bomb site, they have no chance of really getting in on the action here.
Yeah, it's going to be 13-5, like you said. Epsilon, very commanding lead, and it's just really hard to see what Berserk could do here. I mean, they really haven't had a chance in this game.
Not at all.
For basically 2/3 of it now.
No, and I mean, it started out so weirdly as well, with Berserk winning the pistol round, then losing the next round, then coming back again. And at that point, it seemed like there was like maybe a little bit of a hope early on. But then, as you said, Epsilon, they switched.
Match from DreamHack Winter 7 years ago. SK was playing against Emulate, the French team of Hearts, the old player of Epsilon, who was replaced by Mistu. And Hearts' team, Emulate, was up 8-2 against SK, and they wound up losing 8-16.
Oh, that's painful.
Might have been
14 rounds.
might have been 7-2 too, but yeah, it's basically the same kind of run as here.
This time they run into a barrage of grenades over at the archway, and actually they do get the first kill in there. That's a really good start for Berserk. Now they just need to keep going. They are playing really defensively, so no shenanigans coming out here from the German team. And they've taken pretty much no damage either on the CT side. So we'll see if this is the kind of opening that they can make something of. I mean, they should be able to defend at this point.
Yeah, it looks good so far this round for Berserk. Epsilon is going to have Shox sort of fake the CT side middle, try to go for a pick while the rest of his team attacks B. A lot of this round is going to come down to what Shox does, assuming they can at least trade kills in B.
He's actually sneaking through archway, and I don't think they realized that he had actually made it through. He does get killed by Solik anyway, but it looked like Solik was just rushing way too quick now. GMX going to get taken down by Felix. That's a double from the Fountain. He's jumping as well. Backup is soon by, was really close by, and he should just wait. He does not have to peek. He's got the... So there it is, finally around for Berserk. It's 13-6, still very far away from even equalizing the score. Never mind actually winning the game, but maybe if they keep doing this, and especially if they prevent Epsilon from putting down the bomb, they can eventually force an eco, and then we can start to sort of reevaluate the situation at that point, it feels like.
And let's see, Epsilon just taking it slow once again. Just kind of gaining map control, sitting in alternate middle, a couple of people in banana. And Berserk have their go-to setup in B. Alex holding the flash on top of the boxes. And Felix just waiting to peek here with his pre-fire just set.
It's really interesting. I mean, because that's, I mean, normally when you have like set flashes like that, it feels like they're more often than not, they're like pop flashes, so that they basically pop the moment, you know, the enemy they can see them. But this one actually bounces down and is like, it's going to be on the ground for at least a second. So I'm wondering why they feel like that's such a good flash, but it seemed to work all right against NIP, so maybe there's something about it that I'm not realizing here. Let's see, now time is running out. They need to do something here, Epsilon, and looks like it's going to be A pushes all day for them. GMX going to take down Solik, and they're going to wrap around quad as well. They got one smoke up on balcony. They're going to smoke off pit, so that's going to make it really hard for Berserk to defend. Shoxy running in. He doesn't have the bomb, though. They need to put it down pretty quickly. Otherwise, it might be not enough time left. Asmo gets a kill, but he goes down. Shoxy with another one. Felix takes one in return, and now it's back to a 2-on-3. Alex and Felix are left here, and they are trying to see if they can just prevent this bomb plant from happening. Or actually, this happened already, sorry, but prevent the bomb from going off. See if they can get in there and retake the site. They have no more grenades, just 2 kits left. What are they doing?
It's a really tough retake. They push in. Lead for Epsilon. Berserk, not that much money. This one's about to be in the books.
It feels like it, and especially because if Epsilon win this run round here, then they're ecoing for the last one, and that's just no good. They will be forcing it up at the very least. And once again, a round where Berserk start off with very few grenades, so if it ever gets into a retake situation, they might not actually have enough to get in there and flash or smoke their way in to try and get anything done. And Epsilon, been a couple of A pushes now, but it seems like they're switching it up and going towards the B bomb site. Yeah, I mean, a lot of what they're doing is working, so they have a lot more freedom here on the terrorist side than Berserk do.
Yeah, I mean, Berserk only really had those B attacks, and once they stopped working, they could only try to work in some small fakes to those, and they weren't very successful at that. It looks like their leadership is probably lacking a little bit.
Maybe that is
in creativity, at least. But Epsilon, obviously, I mean, they've been successful all across the map. They've now won, what, 12 out of 13 rounds?
Yeah, something like that. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Been hard for the German team to do much, if anything, and it's going to be, actually, look at this. They're rotating to the B-bomb site, while in fact, Epsilon are pushing A, and it's very nicely done, though. Crystal and Asper gets a good kill in. Mister really wants the return, and they want to get the bomb down at the very least, so somehow, Berserk are doing a pretty good job early on defending, in spite of the fact that that rotation they had to begin with was horrible for them. Shoxy picks up a kill, and it's back into a 3-on-4 here.
And that was a really nice push by Shox to get in the library. It still gets taken out by Alex, though.
Now it's just going to be the one person left. SF here, 1-on-3, not going to be able to make it happen. But, I mean, I'm not sure Epsilon shouldn't have won that round anyway. It feel like they should have, because the one guy who was an archway, he actually rotated towards B, and then they pushed A with just like 2 people defending from Berserk. I feel like Epsilon should have had that round.
Yeah. It definitely looked that way. If Shox was able to connect on that kill, I think it would have been totally different. Because then all of a sudden it would have been the CTs that were stuck in pit and just trying to fight their way from there. But, I mean, Shox getting killed by whoever rotated through CT spawn really was the key to Berserk winning that round, I think.
Now it's instead Epsilon who are back to CSET 75s, a few grenades as well. They did get the bomb down, so the $800 bonus is all cool, but they still don't have quite enough. Asmo with the grenade, that's a little bit too far. A good double pickoff, going to take down Kiyoshima and another player, but it's pretty much all over. It's a 1-on-3 here for Shoxy. They know where he is as well. And as he turns the corner, he's probably going to get taken down. Don't see him doing too much of anything here. Crystal just basically waiting it out. He just needs to land a few bullets on him. He's going to go all close and personal and actually runs out. Taking way too long to kill Shoxy here. Maybe it's hit and miss for them. Sometimes they're in the right spot and maybe they win the round, but it feels like Epsilon still have a really big advantage.
Well, I mean, all Berserk can do is just try to chip away at that deficit.
6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's not inconceivable. Epsilon's only won a couple weapon rounds so far. Actually, just 1 weapon round so far in this half, so it's not inconceivable that Berserk could come back as they're going for their default setup here in B, or their favorite setup at least.
Flashbang's going to rain in, and we do see the French players turning around for it, but it doesn't even matter as Felix and Alex still going to pick up some great kills. They do make it into the bomb side, and now the bomb should be going down. Actually, they can't even pick it up here. They're going to have to smoke off first, and that buys a lot of time for Berserk to get into a better spot. He runs down, tries to see if he can pick it up, and then jumps back up to yellow. There we go. Finally, he's in the right spot to get the bomb down. 2-on-3 here. I mean, oh, he's taking a long time to plant here.
Yeah, they are taking a long time. Still a winnable round for Epsilon, though. Just because of those 2 entries by Kiyoshima.
And maybe especially with Shoxy in the background here. I mean, this is where Shoxy can be really good, really scary sometimes. Got the AK in hand, and if they peek at the wrong time, if they're looking the wrong way, he's not going to hesitate to get those kills. The bomb is ticking away. They all have a kit, so they have plenty of time, but is it going to be quite enough? Smoke goes off, and are they going to try and just ninja defuse this in the middle of the smoke while they're pushing in? There's the 1 kill, and the defuse happens.
Yeah, they actually do.
That was right. There's finally Kiyoshima who took him down, but it does feel like he's got that on lockdown at the very least. 14-9 is what we're looking at, and we're into the 24th round. And Solek has picked up an AWP, so this time not going to be Crystal or Alex. They're switching it around a fair bit here on Berserk.
Let's see, Epsilon once again headed back towards A. Obviously CZ75's here, so not a weapon round. Solek gets an opening kill. He's going to get run over here in CT spawn area, and all of a sudden, this is a dangerous round here.
It is. Felix going to come in and help out a fair bit, but you're right. We get picked up with an AWP like that, could end maybe? Yeah, we are indeed. So welcome back to the match here. It's Epsilon versus Berserk, and it's to decide who's going to finish second in the group. NIP already finishing first, and this time it's looking really likely to be the French team. They've been playing really well in the first half. The second half, maybe trying, still looking for the last 2 rounds here, basically, but it seems likely that they will get them eventually, because as you said, it's been pretty close. It's not like Berserk are just locking down the defense here on the CT side. Oh, what kind of play is this going to be? I'm wondering if they're going to go for an A push with smoking off truck and everything else. Yeah, the smokes are raining in towards the pit here. So this is a pretty cool strat coming out from Epsilon, and maybe going to be a problem for Berserk to try and get those players on balcony and pit into play, though. Crystal will get the first one. Solek is going to spot them as they run in, but Mistu picks up the 1. There's Crystal going down, and look at Asmo. He's in a great spot to hold an A push, except for those smokes. They're holding him out of the bomb site. He gets the 1 kill then, but it's still a 3-on-3.
And that, by the way, was the same spot where Asmo hit in that pistol round against NIP, where he wound up running into apartments. 3v2 now in favor of Epsilon. Alex on the flank, but I think it was GMX who just jumped down to pit. It was a bit of a bad timing for Alex. Gets a kill on Mistu though, and it's still winnable.
Oh, we'll see. Alex now alone.
Down to 1v1. Alex down to very low health.
Kiyoshima just has to buy time. Alex does have a kid. He gets the kill anyway.
Excuse me, Berserk, just 1 round away from being eliminated from this whole tournament.
And in spite of Berserk winning a fair few rounds in a row here, just losing the 1 round, and Solid can't even afford a rifle here. So that's also a testament to what you were saying earlier about them being really close. They just didn't have the money for it, and that's obviously a problem.
Yep.
Let's see how it's going to unfold, though. It's now or never for Berserk. They're right now fighting to bring it to overtime, basically. That will include winning 5 rounds in a row against an Epsilon team that seem a lot stronger maybe on Inferno than they were on Dust 2 against NIP. So it's pretty hard to compare, but we'll see. They're doing a fine job. They're checking the apartments, being really thorough here, and eventually it's probably going to be an A push.
Yeah. 1 FAMAS and 1 CZ75 for Berserk. They don't have all the equipment. Not a lot of nades, if you look at that. Not a whole lot of equipment for them overall. Let's see. They really need to win, not only win a round, but also start building on more money. Asmo is getting 2 kills there in apartments, and it looks like this run, yeah, this run is definitely going. That could actually mean Epsilon might be broke.
They are,
and that
indeed.
they are. And even actually, even after just 1 save, they're not going to have too much money. They have so little money that they might actually be inclined to save twice.
And make it 13-15.
Yeah.
Wow, that's all of a sudden very close.
If they save once, then they get 2 sort of weak buys.
What was really weird about that push out of the apartments, it seems to me, is that the first guy got in pretty clean, but Asmo actually took a few seconds to kill him. But the next guy...
Yeah, the second guy was late.
Yeah, he got stuck in the door frame, it seemed like. It was really weird.
If the second guy got out instantly, it looked as if he should have been able to kill Asmo in a heartbeat, and that would have completely changed the outcome of the round, or at least how he played out from that point onward.
Yeah, I think you're right. So that was obviously a little bit unfortunate, but it worked out great for Berserk. This time, though, there's a return kill. Solid goes down. GMX getting that one, and... They're taking it really slow. Even though this is an eco round, they're not throwing anything away, Epsilon. And considering how many eco rounds have been won in this game, I can't really blame them for at least trying.
Oh, you should always try.
Felix playing defensively. Our Archway just waiting with the M4A1, and he's probably going to get a target really soon. One's going to crouch in with the Deagle, and there's a FAMAS to follow up. Now he's going to jump up on this scaffolding in the middle.
Oh, he's going to get taken out by Kiyoshima.
What the hell? That was a sick Deagle shot. Now Alex alone at the bomb site defending, and they're just going to run him over here. He's got no more bullets, and he goes down to Super Fighter, so trying really works sometimes. Now it's a 2-on-3. Crystal and Asmo trying to retake the bomb site. No grenade. Oh, actually, there are some grenades on Crystal, so he can actually check the bomb site, at least check some spots here with the Molotov.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough retake. Only Asmo has a kit. Crystal doesn't even have one.
Shoxy's gonna have to run. There. And he goes down to it. Now it's a 1-on-1. Kiyoshima versus Crystal, and it works in favor of Kiyoshima. He's gonna try and go for it, but Kiyoshima